Man helps an injured polar bear, then something incredible happens. One day, Stephen Campbell, an ordinary tour guide, figured out something he had never seen before when he set out on a tour with his boat and tourists. Strange sounds were coming up from the back of the boat. Stephen turned around to look immediately, but he saw something else besides the boat. It was a large white object. Upon closer inspection, he realized it was a polar bear. But what was a bear doing there? The bear appeared motionless, prompting Stephen to take a closer look. With the tourist's permission, he carefully began approaching the polar bear. He reassured the group that polar bears in the area were protected, highlighting this as a rare and unique opportunity to observe one up close. Two tourists, mindful of how dangerous polar bears could be, declined to stay and insisted on leaving. Reluctantly, Stephen agreed to take them to their destination. After starting the engine and dropping them off, he hoped the bear would still be there upon his return. To his surprise, as he made his way back, he noticed the polar bear was already following him. Stephen dropped the tourists off at a nearby island and returned to the bear. By then, the distance between them had significantly decreased. Concerned about potential danger, he alerted a nearby observation point, where a research team happened to be stationed. As they approached the bear, they noticed it was struggling to swim. Upon closer inspection, they realized the cause. A fishing net was tightly tangled around its leg. The bear was exhausted from struggling. When Stephen saw this, he watched with sadness like the others. The people in the area were doing their best to protect wildlife. The natural environment was changing, and unfortunately, animals were the most affected. Although the bear was desperately struggling at that moment, Stephen knew how dangerous polar bears could be. Still, he wanted to help with all his heart. He had to be very careful in rescuing it. Stephen decided to create a setup for the bear. He found a rope and made a trap suitable for the bear's size. He set up the device, making it into a sling shape. This way, the bear could stay afloat until help arrived. He immediately got to work and threw the rope towards the bear. He managed to catch the bear on the first try, but there was a bigger problem. The bear was so heavy that Stephen's arms strained painfully as he held the ropes. Additionally, the bear's attempts to free itself from the rope also made things very difficult for Stephen. His arms felt like they were about to break. He hoped the research team would arrive as soon as possible. At that moment, another hero came to Stephen's aid. Jose Gomes and his colleagues noticed from a distance and came immediately. Together, the three of them held the rope and began to pull the bear to shore calmly. But the poor bear didn't understand the help and resisted these people trying to save it. Despite being tired, it was extremely strong, and the men had a hard time controlling it. Finally, the research teams arrived just in time. They took out their tranquilizer guns and shot the bear. For this thick-furred bear, it would take some time for the drug to take effect. Gradually, the bear's movements slowed down. Once the bear's muscles fully relaxed, they began carefully pulling it to shore. Stephen, deeply moved by the sight, couldn't hold back his tears, yet he remained resolute, determined to see the rescue through. Together, the public and the research team worked tirelessly to bring the bear safely to shore. Once there, the research team immediately started removing the fishing net that had entangled nearly every part of the bear, starting with its legs. The team conducted a thorough health examination on the bear and attached a tracking chip to its shoulder to locate it in case of future emergencies. Once ready, they transported the bear deeper into its natural habitat to help it resume its life in the wild. Upon release, the polar bear rolled on the ground briefly before getting up and moving forward. Leaving its ordeal behind, the bear leaped into the water and swam away, free and seemingly content to return to its home. Everyone watched its departure with a sense of accomplishment and joy, knowing they had saved a polar bear. They returned home with their hearts full of peace and gratitude. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.